Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, the Liberal Party has unveiled its army of candidates for the May election. Independent Madeleine Ogilvie and former MP Adam Brooks have both joined the Blue team, but a key Labor figure has expressed his disappointment after missing out on a spot on the ticket.
Days after springing a snap election, Peter Gutwein today had his full force assembled.
This is a diverse team. It represents the strengths and opportunities of Tasmania.
16 new candidates will join 12 sitting MPs on the ticket. Independent Madeleine Ogilvie confirmed what most suspected.
If I am to run again, I want to see a strong, stable, majority government elected. Peter Gutwein can do that. And you know what? I got to know him and I like him.
The Premier called the election last week because he lost MP Sue Hickey, plunging the government into minority. So Miss Ogilvie's move prompts the question, why are Tasmanians going to the polls so early?
Statement of fact, last week we went into minority. As I've made the point, Tasmania does better under majority government.
Adam Brooks is back. The former Liberal minister stepped down in 2019 over health concerns and the fallout of a damning Integrity Commission report into his use of emails.
All the accusations of impropriety were cleared. I've moved on from that, the previous Premier's moved on from that, and I'm excited about the future for Braddon and what that can deliver.
But the bulk of the Premier's platoon has been plundered from local councils. 5 councillors have been recruited from Hobart, Clarence and Meander. Mayor Greg Keeser from Georgetown is wearing the blue, so is Mayor Beck Enders from Huon Valley.
Infrastructure clearly is always a demand for a growing community, and so that is definitely one of my target areas for sure.
Then there's LARA Alexander. She's served as the CEO of St Vincent de Paul and was born in communist Romania.
Growing up in a communist country, I've always looked outside and I thought, wow, you know, how wonderful it is for people to determine their future and their choices.
Labor's pre-selection process isn't looking good, at least for Dean Winter, who'd hoped to run in Franklin.
I've been unsuccessful this time and I have to accept the decision, I suppose. It's really disappointing for me. I thought I had something to contribute.
Rebecca White steered clear of the issue this morning.
There is a process that's underway and I welcome nominations from any person who's looking to stand for the Labor Party.
I thought I could contribute positively to not only their election chances but also in a policy sense.
As for the Greens lineup,
we're pre-selecting now. We expect to have the ticket filled within a week.
Expect much more campaign drama before then. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, the RACT has unveiled its election wish list with infrastructure and road safety top of the agenda. The insurer calling for all 3 parties to think differently, saying many promises made in the past 10 years are yet to be delivered. It's looking for more funding to upgrade the state's highways.
Investing in the road network helps our economy, it helps motorists, Tasmanians and anybody coming into the state.
The day also spent celebrating the 5th anniversary of its partnership with United, with RACT members to benefit tomorrow. Eligible members will get a 12 cents per litre discount on fuel between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Tasmanian Small Business Council says there will be job losses in the state, but people will be able to be employed by other businesses, adding the impact of the pandemic has been well managed.
I think that the end of JobKeeper in Tasmania will have relatively little effect other than those specifically engaged in the overseas tourism market.
Tasmania's unemployment rate currently stands at 4.9%. A mammoth week of rowing on Lake Barrington has wrapped up, with organisers hailing the National Championships a huge success. With thousands of competitors and support crews descending on Tasmania, the economic benefits have been felt far and wide.
Rowers shined on the final day of competition.
Yeah, just came out with the gold, which is an incredible situation for us to be in. A lot of hard work.
Lake Barrington proving to be a stunning yet challenging backdrop for athletes.
We first pulled up, it's kind of like being in a cathedral with all the pine trees. It's really quite a sight coming down the windy road. But the wind and the rain certainly gives you all 4 seasons in a day, and you have to adapt the best you can.
After COVID halted the 2020 championships, the country's best rowers came out firing this year.
The Olympics aren't that far away. Some new heroes are being discovered, and if we think about 2032, when could be the games are in Brisbane, some of those Olympic rowers are actually racing here today, and that's really exciting.
The week-long event culminating in the Kings and Queens Cups and interstate regatta where fierce rivalries were on show.
Victoria first, New South Wales second, Queensland third.
It's been a great week. We've met so many people, a lot of other schools. We've made a lot of new friends from interstate, which we wouldn't have met otherwise. So I think rowing brings a lot of people together.
Organisers predict millions of dollars have been injected into the local economy.
The dividends are being paid all over the northwest of the state. From Launceston to Burnie, accommodations booked out. And I think what's happening off the water away from the regatta is a great return for the Tasmanian economy.
I think for all the states that are in the future that have put their hand up to hold this sort of event, this will certainly be a wonderful incentive to them because it's just a true coming together of everyone, so it's wonderful.
LETITIA Wallace, 7 Tasmanian News.
The achievements of businesses have been recognised and celebrated at Launceston's Business Excellence Awards last night. Definium Technologies was named Business of the Year. Bitwise Agronomy took out 3 categories, while Harvest Farmers Market came away with 2 accolades for outstanding event and environmental excellence. Fork and Farm Homestead received recognition for tourism excellence. Owen Tilbury was inducted into the Hall of Fame for his service to the community, and Janine Healy was inducted as a Chamber of Commerce Life member. Hobart's Greek community gathered today to mark 200 years since the country gained its independence. The Hellenic Hall in North Hobart was at near capacity this afternoon for a special lunch. Children dressed in traditional clothes also taking part in some traditional dancing. The president of the local Greek Association says their identity remains strong across all generations.
Very sentimental value to a lot of people, even though they may have been born here, their parents were born there, their culture, they still conduct and have their culture.
2016 census figures show nearly 2,000 people speak Greek across the state. In the NPL now, Glenorchy has made it 2 wins from 2 matches this season, with a 3-1 win over Clarence last night. 2 goals in 10 minutes midway through the half, setting up the win that sees them sit 3rd on the table.
Glenorchy and Clarence had polar opposite starts to their seasons last week, making last night's clash an important one. The Knights breaking the deadlock midway through the first half. Nicholas Naden heading home strongly from a corner. The lead doubled in almost identical circumstances 10 minutes later. Opposite corner flag, same result and goal scorer. However, the Zebras were given a lifeline a short time later. Matthew Pace taking advantage of some poor defending to half the deficit. The Knights sealing the 3 points in injury time after being awarded a penalty. Eli Lutmer making no mistake from the spot. Glenorchy's next clash is against Kingborough, who also remain undefeated after sweeping past Launceston City. Keenan Deuce putting the Lions in front in the 75th minute. His deft header from a free kick beating the keeper. The 3 points secured with 5 minutes to go. City failed to clear their lines properly, with the ball eventually falling to Kobe Kemp. He slotted home truly to set up a big clash next week. In the cricket, University are the Tasmanian Premier League champions after slicing through North Hobart's batters this morning. Starting the day on 4 for 186, Jack White was gone inside the first 2 overs of the day. Ian Carlisle didn't last much longer. Ryan Lees and Andrew Keeley taking 7 wickets between them, as North lost 6 for 55 to be all out for 241. Keeley getting the final wicket, securing Uni's first title since 2009. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. Launceston reached a high of 21 today, Devonport 20 and 19 across Hobart and Burnie. St Helens was the state's top today, reaching 22, 19 across Smithton and Low Head and Strawn 16. On the close-up shows, cloud increasing across the state as a front moved over the southwest coast of Tasmania during the afternoon. Further out, cloud associated with thunderstorms is seen over the top end, with the majority of the continent looking cloud-free. Tomorrow shows a high dominating the continent and extending a ridge south over Tasmania. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 25 to 35 knots, swells up to 3 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A gale warning is current for southern and eastern coastal waters from Wineglass Bay to South East Cape. A strong wind warning for northern and eastern coastal waters from Stanley to Wineglass Bay. And a minor flood warning is current for the South Esk and Macquarie rivers. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart 18, cloudy across Dover and Ooze. In the north, 19 across Launceston and Devonport, mostly sunny at Scottsdale. Burnie and Stanley tomorrow, partly cloudy, 17 in Strawn. St Helens, mostly sunny and partly cloudy across Swansea and Ross. The UV forecast is moderate 5s across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Tuesday light showers developing about the west and far south. Wednesday fine apart from showers across the west and south, and Thursday fresh northwest to westerly winds with showers developing in the west and south. Capital city sunny and 33 in Perth tomorrow, a shower or 2 in Sydney and 24 in Adelaide. And currently Hobart 17 and mostly cloudy, Launceston and Devonport 17 and partly cloudy. That's all for weather tonight, Lou.
Thanks for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for now for this Sunday night. Thanks so much for joining us. Kim will be back with you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Good night.